everyone, it's Max and welcome to a new week's reading vlog. It is Monday. It's, what time is it? 3:48 p.m. Today has been a little disappointing, I guess. I was supposed to have the day off because it's President's Day, but then like it ended up being that like 2 branches of my work were open and I work for like all the branches. And so I ended up doing some work and training someone, which was like, you know, training takes a long time, but it's also really nice because I might have someone to help me. But I thought I would go over the books I want to read this week. So the first one I'm going to talk about is my audiobook for the week, which is My Contrary Mary. I only have, I want to say like less than 2.5 like actual hours of listening left. I'm not liking it. This is part of like, it's a spin-off of the My Lady Janie's series, like My Lady Jane, My Plain Jane, My Calamity Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I really liked the first trilogy, especially My Lady Jane. And this takes place in the same world where there are shapeshifters. And this follows Mary, Queen of Scots, who shapeshifts into a mouse. And she's the Queen of France, or the almost Queen of France. And it's illegal in France to be a shapeshifter. And I really liked My Lady Jane because it had the same sort of premise, except it was England. But this is so not good. I find the characters so annoying. All of them are being so stupid, except Francis, who's like the crown prince. He's like the only one that I'm like, yeah, no, your actions make sense. Everyone else's doesn't. And it just annoys me so much, and all the characters are unlikable, and I'm really bummed about it. Like, really bummed. Because I love Mary, Queen of Scots. I love that. I love the Tudor era. So when they were writing about, like, Jane Grey and My Lady Jane, I was super excited. And then this one, I was super excited. But yeah, it's been a real disappointment. And the audiobook, not good. And this might be, I have an arc of it. And I'm listening to it on the NetGalley Shelf app, and that might be part of the problem. Like, it definitely is, because there's like this echo that happens, and it is annoying, but it's also very monotonous. Where she, like, the voices don't change, so you're just like, you are relying on her being like, Frances said this, Mary said this. And then it's like, they're shapeshifters. And it was so annoying how it was like, bark, Fran said. Whine, said Fran. Like, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, just say she whined. Like, we get it. Like, we know it's her. We know it's not some random dog all of a sudden. And it's just, really annoying me. But I do want to read it, so I'm listening to it. I'm definitely more than halfway through. I'm like almost 60%. But I don't know, because it's just now starting to kind of get into a plot. There hasn't been a plot, like, at all. And now I still don't really, I think there's going to be a plot, and I think I see where it's going. But also, it's just not really good. So that's a bummer. But the 2 physical books I want to get to this week are A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers and A Peculiar Peril by Jeff Vandermeer. This one's a thick one. And this is where I was kind of hoping with the day off to read this and finish it. It is, how many pages is it? It's 360 pages, which now that I have been working all day, probably won't happen because this is over 600 pages. So I was hoping to like be able to read this most of the week. Like, how many pages is it? It's like 640 pages. So I was hoping to have 6 days to read it, so I had just a little over 100 pages a day. But that might not be the case unless I really push to read A Closed and Common Orbit today, which I might. Like, I'm really in the mood to read. And I'm really excited to read this. I really liked the first one, A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, even though I don't totally remember all that happened in it because it's been a couple years. Yeah, 2019. But I know that they're like standalones within the series. So like I know like I can read this without having read A Small Way to a Long Angry Planet. So I am hoping to love this because I did really like A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. And I have an arc of the 4th one, so I do want to read this one this month, the 3rd one in March, and then read the 4th one in April. Can't remember what it's called, you know, so there we go. But I am really excited to pick this up. This is, I'm just gonna read the back because honestly I don't fully know what it's about. Lovelace was once merely a ship's artificial intelligence. When she wakes up in a new body following a total system shutdown and reboot, she has no memory of what came before. As Lovelace learns to negotiate the universe, yeah, and discover who she is, she makes friends with Pepper, an excitable engineer who's determined to help her learn and grow. Together, Pepper and Lovey will discover that no matter how vast space is, two people can fill it together. So I do remember, like, these characters, I think, from the first book, especially Lovelace. Like, I remember what happened. And so I am excited. I am really excited. And I'm hoping that some of the characters from A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet are like in this, at least in cameo. But yeah, so I'm really excited to read that. And then A Peculiar Peril is insane, but it is about this guy who I think inherits a house that turns out is a portal between Earth and another world. And this other world has like talking animals and talking plants. And I think Napoleon is just like a head or something. And I'm just really excited. I read Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. I never continued the trilogy. And that was during a time where I hadn't yet made my peace with open endings. So I didn't want to continue. I was a little annoyed, but I did like the idea and I liked his writing. So I am really excited to see what happens in this. I'd be surprised if this isn't a standalone because it's so big, and I know he's pretty well known for standalones. Like, I think like Born is a standalone, some of his other works, but I am really excited to try this out. And these go towards, for TBR cards, to read a horror novel and to read a book by an auto read author, which, I mean, is Becky Chambers really an auto-read author when I've only read one book by her? No. But if for sci-fi, because this was in the sci-fi category, I don't really have a lot of sci-fi auto-read authors, gonna be honest, because I'm just starting to really want to read more sci-fi. So I am going to now go to the gym because it closes at 5 and it's almost 4. So I'm gonna go to the gym and I will talk to you all once I've made some progress in A Closed and Common Orbit. Okay, it's 10. I am 100 pages into A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. I'm liking it. I am. I'm having a hard time concentrating what's new. It has a dual timeline and I really like the past. I'm fascinated by it. I'm really excited to see kind of what happens, and I'm starting to be able to focus more on the present. I think my problem is the Australian Open is like on right now, like with tennis, and so I want to watch that. So I was like reading while I was watching, and I was watching more than I was reading. So yeah. But I don't know if I'm gonna finish this tonight. I might just try to get halfway. 911 Lone Star was on, so I watched that. And so I have like 260 pages left, basically. So I'm gonna at least try to get to 185, which is part 2, and that's about halfway through. Maybe a little bit more, but I'm gonna try and get at least that far, which I shouldn't have a problem with because I only have 80 pages left and it's 10. So I might even be able to read more. I am using the bookmark that I got from the most recent Fairy Loot, which comes out before this. So it's the Athena. It's beautiful. I have that video up if you want to go check it out. But honestly, I don't really know what much of the plot is for like the present day. The past makes sense that there's a plot, there's a story, but I'm not sure what like present day's plot is. I'm not really sure what they're trying to accomplish. And that might be a me problem. That might have been like literally me just not concentrating very well, or it might be that the book really hasn't come up with a plot yet. Because I remember the Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, like I remember it was definitely more character driven, but there was a plot, especially for our main character. Like she was like, had a secret identity. I can't remember why. I think she was like on the run or something. And that's not a spoiler because that's like, you know that like immediately, I'm pretty sure. So I'm sorry if it is a spoiler, but this doesn't really seem to have much of a plot yet. But I'm really excited to see what happens in the past storyline. Present storyline, not as interested in, but I'm going to check back in with you probably once I hit the halfway point. If there isn't a plot by then, I'm a little concerned. All right, it is 10:55 and I am 185 pages into A Closed and Common Orbit, and I am just liking this so much. I am now into Sidra's point of view more than I was, and Sidra used to be Lovelace, but she was like stuff happened at the end of the first book, and now she's kind of someone else. She's totally someone else. I don't know why I said kind of. And she can't remember anything before her reboot. Like she's an AI, so she has like memories of like things, but like not like personal memories.
and it's really like Becky is doing an amazing job at like connecting that with Pepper's origin story, who's the other main character. And because Pepper was a slave, like these people, I don't know if it's a species or this planet specifically, bred slave children, and the children like weren't taught anything except like their job, and she escapes and she's in this ship with this AI, and it's literally just the two of them, and she's like learning all this stuff about the worlds and about the galaxy, and like she didn't even know how to read, she didn't know what so many like things meant. And I love how Becky Chambers is doing this, where it's like she doesn't know what a girl is, she doesn't know what a boy is, she doesn't know like parents, and it's like really interesting how she's learning that. And I think that that's so cool. It's like what I always question about like amnesia stories and tropes, where I'm like, okay, so like they don't remember themselves, but they remember like how to speak, they remember how to read, like that sort of thing, where I'm always like, how is that possible? And in this, it's like, I think even though it's not amnesia, she just literally was never taught. I think it's really interesting like how she's going about it, and I wish more amnesia stories went about it this way, where it's like she's like they've literally forgotten everything and they have to relearn everything, and that's basically like Pepper is like learning, and it's so interesting. And I'm really liking it. And I'm getting way more into Syndra's storyline. I think I'm just better. I'm concentrating a lot better. I'm like fully invested. I'm like really interested to see what happens next. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I'm just over halfway through. I'm 51% of the way through. I think I'm gonna try and get to page 260 something, because it's 364 pages. So if I get to page 260 something, I'm gonna have like about 100 pages left for tomorrow, and maybe I'll also be able to start, no, you know, I'm not gonna be able to start Peculiar Peril because I'm gonna watch The Bachelor tomorrow with my best friend. So if I can just have 100 pages of this left, then I think that'll be good for me to finish tomorrow. It's 11:53 and I am 264 pages into Close and Common Orbit, and I'm just really liking it. Yeah, and I realize I'm using the perfect bookmark because there's a character named Owl, and there's an owl on this. I'm loving it. There was a part that almost made me cry. I didn't, but I almost did. And it's just so good. I'm just really, really liking it. Really big flip-flop from the first 100 pages, and I kind of want to go back and reread the first 100 pages in like now that I'm in like the right mindset, but also I don't think it's necessary. But I'm really liking this. I know like for the past tense, like what the climax and like, you know, what that's gonna be, I think is pretty obvious. But for the other storyline, I don't really know what the end goal is. But we'll see. I'm just liking this so much. I'm just excited to see where it goes. And I'm already excited to read the third and fourth books. Who I don't even know who that follows or anything basically about it. And I'm just, yeah, really, really liking this. I'm just swept away. I can't wait to see what happens next, especially for the past storyline. Oh my god. But yeah, just really good. Hi guys, it's Tuesday. It's 11:36. And an hour and a half ago, I finished A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. Loved it. Loved it. So good. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was just so good. I love Pepper. I love Owl. I really like Blue. Even with Lovelace, who goes by a different name, but I just can't think of her right now, like Sidra or something. She grew on me. But I just really, really like this. I highly suggest this series. I've obviously only read the first 2 books, but I'm so excited to continue. I also finished my Contrary Mary. 2 out of 5 stars. Did not like it basically at all. I'm really bummed about it, but I hated the characters. The only character that I liked was Francis, and even sometimes he made really stupid decisions. And just every character was so annoying and so stupid. There was like no plot, and yeah, not good. So 2 out of 5 stars, which is really unfortunate. Then I also finished a different book, but it's for a secret TBR. So I'm not gonna tell you about it, but I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. That's all I'm gonna say.
But yeah, so did a lot of reading today. I'm really happy about it. And two of the books, one of the books was amazing. That's Close and Common Orbit. One of the books was good for what it was. There's a whole reason, yeah. Anyways, and then one book really sucked, and it was a huge bummer because I really wanted to love it. So yeah, but now I'm editing my reading vlog for last week, so I'm gonna keep doing that. Honestly, I'll probably talk to you tomorrow once I've started A Peculiar Peril. Hi guys, it's Thursday. I'm so tired. I don't really know why. I'm just like really tired. But I just hit like a slow point in work, and so I thought I'd come update you because I didn't talk to you yesterday or last night, but I am 127 pages into A Peculiar Peril by Jeff Vandermeer, and it's okay. It's definitely not a horror, which like for my TBR it went for a horror. I thought it was gonna be more similar to Annihilation than it is, because it's definitely not scary at all. It's very nonsensical. Like, it's just kind of weird, and we follow two points of views. One is the grandson of this guy who owned this house, and then he died, and his grandson's like his last living relative, so his grandson inherits this house that actually is like a border or a bridge between Earth and like other realms. And we also follow like Napoleon, but I think it's just Napoleon's head, unless, I don't know, and like some guy named Crowley, something. It's okay. It's really weird and like nonsensical. Like literally like nothing's really happening. Like Napoleon's like trying to invade Czechoslovakia or Russia, and or the grandson of the guy who owns the house is just like hanging out in this house trying to figure out what's going on, because like the house is weird, and he's left with very specific instructions from his grandfather on like how to run the house, but it's also like very vague, and he's supposed to have this guy helping him, but the guy like refuses to come to the house, and I don't know, all this kind of weird stuff. So I did borrow on a library app, I think Cloud Library, Night of the Mannequins, which is a novella that is like horror. It's actually part of the horror genre, and Kayla from Books and Lala, I think, read it for the Goodreads Choice Awards, like where she was reading all the horror that were nominated and then like giving which one she thinks will win. But maybe it's a different vlog. I just remember her reading it. Actually, I don't think it was for that vlog, but she just read it at some point and she liked it. So I might try to get to that at some point, because this Peculiar Peril is definitely not horror. There's a part of me that wants to put it down because it literally does not go towards this at all, and read something else. I don't have any horror on my shelves, so it would just be reading Night of the Mannequins. I don't know. I'm so tired. My head kind of hurts. I got a little bit of a headache. I think I might not be drinking enough water, but it's almost my lunch break, so I'm gonna just hang out for a little bit, see if any more orders come in, and then take my lunch break, and I'll talk to you once I've made more progress in A Peculiar Peril. Hi guys, it's Friday. I didn't update you yesterday, or at least like after I updated you earlier in the day, whatever. It's because I didn't read anything. I was just I had a headache for a lot of yesterday, and I was really tired. I ended up going to bed pretty early, and yeah, so I didn't read anything. Also, I think I brought up that I found Night of the Mannequins. I can't remember. So, A Peculiar Peril is definitely not scary, and was supposed to go towards like read a horror, but I did find a novella called Night of the Mannequins, so that's what I'm going to read today. And then, I don't know, I might put A Peculiar Peril down until a different month when I get a prompt that actually works for it, because then I have 2 days, and I might just want to read a different book that's on my TBR, like the Cleveland Heights LGBTQ plus sci-fi fantasy role-playing club, something like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's like, it has those words, I just don't remember what order they're in. But so I might pick that one up instead, and then read Wolf Hall next week. I'm a little bummed because I put off reading Wolf Hall till this month so that I could get my magnetic bookmarks that are Henry VIII and his 6 wives, but they're not here, and they were supposed to get here between the 1st and the 11th, and I got them from Etsy, and I messaged the seller. She said that's actually been taking 6 weeks, so I don't know why I got a confirmation that said the 1st through the 11th, but yeah, so I'm not gonna get them till March at least, which is a bummer because I wanted to use them for this book specifically. But anyways, doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna give myself, next week to read Wolf Hall, and I think I'm just gonna read Night of the Mannequins tonight, or Living Man, whatever. And then read the Cleveland Heights blah 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 role-playing club, which is for a sci-fi, I think, which, like, is it actually sci-fi? I don't know. It's got the word sci-fi in the title, but I have a feeling it's gonna be contemporary, but you know, what can you do? So anyways, that's what my plan is. I'm Peculiar Peril, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't care enough about it to want to like continue when it doesn't count towards any prompts. I will continue it if I finish Wolf Hall and I still have plenty of days to read it. I might do that, but we'll see. So anyways, I'm at work. I'm just hanging out. I caught up on everything. So yeah, I'll talk to you later once I've made some progress in Night of the Mannequins. Hi everyone. I am 45 pages away from finishing this little poop. Where is she? Is being a little annoying. Yeah, aren't you, Abadabs? Aren't you? Yes, you are. She won't stop barking. But it's because there's a guy like shoveling the driveway across the ponds, so she's just like, ah, human, so she's just barking. But anyways, I'm 45 pages till the end of Night of the Mannequins, and it is something. So it's like this group of friends has like this mannequin that they, I'm assuming, stole from a store, and they play a prank on their friend who works at a movie theater by sneaking the mannequin in. But then the mannequin comes to life and like leaves. And now our main character, Sawyer, thinks it's killing his friends. And, well, because one of his friends ends up dead. And so does, like, I think her entire family. Because a truck like ran into her house, I think. And the truck driver said something jumped out in front of his truck, and our main character Sawyer believes it's the mannequin, and he thinks that because the mannequin is willing to go to such desperate lengths to kill each of his friends, he's also killing their families. Sawyer thinks, well, I better take it upon myself to kill all my friends to save their families. Yeah. So he's going around killing his friends, which is really fun. And I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do once it's just him. It's like, are you gonna kill yourself? Or, because also, like, if you're the last one standing in your group of friends, they're probably gonna name you the prime suspect. Like, I mean, obviously one of them, it was not him, because that's the one that spurred this whole thing. But I don't know if the mannequin thing is all in his head, or if, like, I don't know, because it's just weird, and he's so calculating, and he's starting to enjoy it, so I'm just like, yikes. But I'm gonna continue. It's just really slow at work. I have like 30 minutes left, so I'm gonna read as much as I can and then check in with you once I finished it. I have started vlogging for a secret TBR. So after this, I'm going to read the book that's on a book that's on my secret TBR, and then I'll pick up the Cleveland Heights LGBTQ plus role-playing club, whatever it's called. But yeah, so I'm going to read this, so there might be some time in this vlog that I don't like vlog because I'm reading a book for a secret TBR. I've decided I really want to start doing some secret TBRs. I think it'll be fun because I really like Kayla's Books and Lala, and who else does secret TBRs? I feel like Kayla's like the only one that is like pretty famous for, say, secret TBRs. but like series, you know, like I read this whole series in a week or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited to attempt it. But I'm gonna go. I'm going to continue reading Night of the Mannequins. After work, I'm gonna go to the gym and then go to my dad's house, and it's Friday, thank God. And yeah, I don't really have anything planned for tonight. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Hi guys, I'm in my car. There's someone plowing my driveway, so I can't get in yet. But it is Saturday, and I finished Night of the Mannequins yesterday. Didn't really like it. It was not very good. It was very obvious, very predictable. I ended up giving it like a 2.75, 3 out of 5 stars. Thank God it was a novella. That's all I've got to say. That was my review. I was just like, thank God it's a novella, because it was way too obvious and too boring to be like a full-length novel. That's it. I'm at my mom's house now. I am currently reading a book for a secret TBR, so I'm not going to check in until I've started the Cleveland Heights LGBTQ sci-fi and fantasy role-playing club. And I just moved inside because they waved me in, like they were ready for me to come in. But yeah, didn't like it, didn't think it was good. 3 out of 5 stars is generous, but I don't know. Yeah. So a little bit of a bummer. I am gonna count it towards the horror genre section because even though it wasn't scary, it was like horror. Yeah, not good. Very predictable, very obvious, very just blah. So bummer. I don't know why Kayla from Books and Lala liked it. Yeah, I'm a little surprised about that one. But anyways, so I will talk to you later. All right, I got a package yesterday, but it was at my mom's house and I was at my dad's house, and it's a Court of Silver Flames. I'm scared. I am. Nesta is my least favorite book character of all time. So a little nervous about this one. It's 750 pages of her. I hate Nesta. It's an unpopular opinion. I think she is just an entitled, selfish, mean woman who has never been a good person and who treats her sister like crap. And I hate her, and people say it's because of the PTSD. I'm like, she's been awful from page 1. There was no PTSD there. She made Farah do everything, and I hate her. She's manipulative, and A Court of Frost and Starlight made it even worse. Because at least in A Court of Wings and Ruin, I thought, oh, maybe there's some character development there, but she just ended up being awful again in the 4th book. So I hate her so much, and I'm very scared. But I'm hoping that there's some good character development in this, and at least it's 1 book. I just have to deal with her as main character for 1 book, and I can continue on with the series with Elaine. I don't remember, and Moore. I think the other 2 in this next trilogy focus on Elaine and Moore. Can't remember. But this one is Nesta. I'm very scared. And this deals with the human queens that we meet in the 3rd book, and that's all I'm gonna say because I think the rest will be spoilers. But yeah. So I think I'm gonna probably do this a single reading vlog just for this guy because it's huge, and I'm probably gonna give myself a week to read it. I don't know if that's gonna be March or April, because March I'm hoping to do another secret reading vlog of a series, but I bought it from Book Depository, so it might not get here in time for March, so I might be doing it in April. But I'm nervous about this guy. Very nervous. And we'll see. It's huge. I'm just scared. I'm really scared about it. Because I like Cassian, and I think he deserves better than Nesta. And I hate her so much. So we'll see. Wish me luck. But also, I'm not reading this yet. I don't know when I'm going to read this. It's not like, you know, usually for like a Sarah J Maas book or whatever, it's like, oh, as soon as I get it, I want to read it. This might be sitting on my shelves for a while because I'm just so scared that I'm going to hate it. So we'll see. But that's all I've got for you. So I'll talk to you later. Hi, everyone. It's Saturday night. I already finished my secret TBR book, so I decided to try and pick up Cleveland Heights LGBTQ fantasy sci-fi role-playing club, and not good. I am not gonna continue. I'm literally like 5% of the way through, but it's so bad. The writing is really bad. The characters are all so stereotypical nerds, but like in a bad way. Like, you know, I mean, it's fine if like I like to play Dungeons and Dragons. It's totally cool. But like, they're so, like, one guy lives in his mom's basement. Another guy is like this and this and that, you know, and it's just like, just all of the stereotypes are just being checked
and I just don't like that. It's kind of like, okay, like how about you make them normal people who like to play these games, because there are normal people who like to play Dungeons and Dragons, and so it's just not good. And I feel like the villains are gonna be, because this was like these guys play D&D, or like some sort of fictional D&D, and what they're playing starts to like kind of show up in real life. But then, like, I don't know, the villains are like these vampire role-playing club people. I don't know, but it's just not good. And after I really read the synopsis, that sounded less and less interesting. I thought it was going to be more like they're transported into their game, or like, yeah, their life started to parallel it, but in a different way. I don't know. I don't know what I thought it was going to be. Not this. So instead, for read a YA, which is what this prompt went for TBR cards, I'm going to read the graphic novel Low, which, sorry, I'm pulling it up on my phone. Volume 1, The Delirium of Hope, where it's like an underwater world where people are living underwater to save themselves from the sun. But something's going wrong, and they're about to try and save like humanity because something's going wrong like underwater. It's 160 pages, so I don't think it's going to be a problem for me to finish it. I am going to start it tonight, but I'm probably not going to finish it till tomorrow. If I do finish it, I will probably read another secret TBR book, and I will probably update you tomorrow once I finished it, but I'll talk to you later. All right, it's almost 11. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm 40% of the way through Low, and it's okay. So it's about this family who has a specific type of blood that means that they can use this suit. I'm still very confused about literally every other aspect of it, but their 2 daughters are kidnapped when they're 10, and the suit. And for some reason, it's like the girls were the ones that were going to be able to control the suit, not their son. And their son now is a cop. So that was 10 years ago. And now their son is like a cop, and they're still trying to find the girls. But like, I guess soon everyone's gonna die because the air is gonna become uninhabitable. They're living underwater, I think, on Earth, because they also see like we're gonna communicate with Earth or something. So I don't really, but then they said Mariana's Trench, so I think they're on Earth. It's okay. There's been no world building at all, so it's like I'm just really confused about everything. But I'm 40% of the way through, you know, it's like 141 pages, so, I mean, I'm gonna read it, but I'll finish it tomorrow. I've got a little bit of a headache, so I think it'll be good to just go to sleep now. I think we might be going to the city tomorrow, and I'll be able to do some book shopping, which is very exciting. But I will talk to you all tomorrow, probably once I finish this. Good night.
Hi everyone, it's Sunday afternoon. It's almost 5. I just got home from my nearby city and I did a little bit of shopping. I got a couple books, and I also got this huge Baby Yoda pillow, and I'm obsessed with it, and I love him very much. It makes me very happy. Did I need this? No. Does it bring me a lot of joy? Very much so. So I'm very happy to have him. And then I ended up getting 2 books. So part of my birthday present from my dad was $50 at Barnes & Noble. So I got a couple books, both of which I'm very excited about. First one is the 3rd and final book to the Curse So Dark and Lonely series of A Vow So Bold and Deadly. I'm really excited to pick this up and see how the series ends. I didn't like the second book as much as the first one, and I'm not sure if I'm really enjoying where this is going, but I am really excited to see what happens. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling where Beast lives in like a portal world, and once a season, his captain of the guard would go to the Earth and kidnap a human to live with him for a year to try and break his curse. And it hadn't happened until Harper, our main character, saves another girl from being kidnapped, but is kidnapped herself. And I'm very excited to see how the series ends. And then the other book that I bought was The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. And this is about a girl who either kills herself or attempts to or wants to, but then she's sent to purgatory basically, I think, and she sees all of the ways that her life could have been, like all of the different like parallel universes of like what her life would be. And I think at the end she can decide whether or not to stay dead or to go back to life and like make a change or something. I've heard good things about this. Reagan from Prue's project really liked this. I didn't love The Humans by Matt Haig, but I think this idea interests me a lot more, so I'm really excited to see about this one. I have not finished Low. I will at some point today. I'm not really that interested in it, but I've got like less than 100 pages, like graphic novel pages left, so I want to just bust that out. I really want to pick up A Court of Silver Flames to kind of jump on that bandwagon and get a reading vlog out of it before I get like spoiled or anything. So I might just kind of give up on the hard-hitting prompt that I was supposed to get to for TBR cards. I'm not going to do a punishment, just because, I don't know. You know what? I'm deciding to not take a punishment. And I might, like, at some point, like next month, if I've got enough time, I do want to do a secret TBR, but if I have enough time, I might like pull another card and read another book. We'll see. So I think I'm gonna do that instead of reading Wolf Hall, because I'm really interested in reading A Court of Silver Flames. And Wolf Hall, I'm still like kind of holding out hope that I can get those magnetic bookmarks before I read it. The magnetic bookmarks of Henry VIII and his 6 wives. So we'll see. I love him. He is so comfy and so soft, and I just want to go to sleep on him right now, but I have to go to the gym. So I'll probably just check in with you once I finished Low and give you a wrap up for the week. Hello, it's Sunday night. If you can hear the heater, it just turned on, but I finished Low and it was fine. I still wish there was more world building, and I don't know, it was just very average. So I am gonna give it a 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, it was fine. I'm realizing, and this is more a conversation for next week, but A Court of Silver Flames might deal with some hard-hitting topics, because I know Nesta is suffering from PTSD. So it might be able to fit that prompt, because I think it will be somewhat hard-hitting because of that PTSD storyline. Again, I'm nervous. It's 750 pages, but check in next week's vlog, because I have a feeling this is going to be the only one I'm reading for 7 days. So I'm going to try and read 50 pages tonight so that I have 100 pages a day to read, which for Sarah J. Maas is totally doable. All right, so I was able to finish a few books this week, 2 of which are actually going to be in a different secret reading blog, so I'm not going to tell you about them. But then I was able to finish the first book I was actually able to finish this week was A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, which I loved. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. It was so good. Please pick it up. And then I made progress in A Peculiar Peril. Didn't get anywhere near finishing it. I'm like 127 pages into it, but I have decided to put this down until I can like pull a better card for it, I guess, which would probably be something in sci-fi, honestly. And then I also just finished Low Volume 1, which I'm giving a 3 out of 5 stars. So overall, an average oh, and I was able to finish My Contrary Mary, which didn't like, giving it like a 2 out of 5 stars. So very unfortunate, honestly, super unfortunate. But then the 2 books I read for my secret reading vlog, good, were surprising. I'm impressed. I was expecting worse. So overall, I was able to finish 5 books, and I didn't DNF A Peculiar Peril. I'm just like holding it off until a better card is pulled. So I hope you all enjoyed. Sorry this wrap up was a little bit messy. It's because literally I couldn't remember that I finished like A Closed and Common Orbit nor My Contrary Mary this week. So that's how my week was. But I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye!